guys, welcome to W&L Review. As you can see, I am here in front of the camera by myself because I watched a made-for-TV movie that I watched by myself, so I didn't feel that it was necessary for my daughter to join in necessarily. Anyways, all that yammering aside, this is a Netflix original miniseries that was released in 2019. It's rated TV MA, so just so you know. It is called Unbelievable, and boy, was it ever. It stars Toni Collette, Merritt Wever, and Kaitlyn Dever. Weaver and Dever. Anyway, Toni Collette plays one of the detectives in this show. This is all based on a bunch of information that actually happened to a young lady and others as well. It was about an assault that happened to this young girl. So the subject matter is very mature. It's very touchy. So if you're a person that has been touched that way, maybe not watch this. The story starts off with Kaitlyn Devers, who plays Marie Adler. And this young girl, she's a teen who has kind of had a rough go at life. She's a foster child. She's been in and out of different foster homes, and because of her past, people don't exactly believe this story of what happened. And she gets harassed by the police, who, when they come to talk to her about what happened, it's two men instead of women that come and talk to her, which then automatically makes her feel uncomfortable. And this poor girl goes through this absolute torture. She loses friends, she loses her housing, she loses her job, all in a matter of 3 years. This happens, and she, by the fact that, she went in and told the police what had happened to her, they didn't believe her, they wanted to know the truth. She then, felt like, okay, the only way for me to get home and go home is to tell them what they want to hear. So she agreed that was all made up, all a big farce. And then her counselors were kind of irritated with her because she had, told the police that this never happened. And so they said, if this happened, go back in and tell them it happened and get it cleared up. So she goes back in, and nobody, all the while, nobody, no counselors, nobody, none of her foster parents, people, nobody went in with this girl when she was being questioned, which to me is just mind-boggling. And again, she tells them, no, it happened. This really happened to me, and the police don't believe her. And so, again, she feels coerced to sign that she did this affidavit that said that she was not assaulted and it didn't happen. And just as she's trying to get her life back on track, then the police department decides to sue her and press charges for false reporting. And in the meantime, Toni Collette, who plays Detective Grace Rasmussen, and Merritt Weaver, who plays Detective Karen Duvall. They are in a completely different state, and they are seeing a pattern of assaults that are happening, and they end up doing this like long, lengthy, phone calls to try to figure out that this is like not just in their state. This is in other areas. And after this 3 long year ordeal, they finally get this dirty birdie, and they take him in, and there is I will say a very very nudie scene, very much so. And so if you have youngins, this is definitely not a show for young children. This is not even really a show for teenagers. And I had a really hard time watching it myself. Anyways, that aside, these 2 detectives, through hook and crook, they go and they find this so-and-so, and they find him and they bring him in, and they have to do get samples, hair samples and so forth. And so he's asked to strip down. Of course, he's not asked by a female cop because females make him uncomfortable, and which is unbelievable. So many times in this movie I kept saying unbelievable, and it was a perfect name for this movie. Anyways, as it all boils down, this guy gets 300 and some odd years in prison for what he had done. And you're just left, cheering for the good guys, and the bad guy gets his just desserts. Not really, but a little bit. And the young girl that this all started with, she was his first victim. And so she was his first victim, so therefore there was nobody else. And if they would have just, if the police would have just listened to this young girl, nobody else would have been hurt. Unfortunately, nobody listened, nobody paid attention, and they just let it go. Was a happy note in here is this girl, after she was sued by the state and all this garbage happened, and she happened to come, during all this, she crossed the paths of a really good counselor that actually knew what was going on, and realized that, she'd been done wrong, and that helped her to start rebuilding herself. And she also, in the process, she sued the state, and she managed to settle out of court and get a undisclosed amount. And at the end of this movie, the young girl, you see her leaving in her car, and she's leaving somewhere. We don't know where, but she's leaving, and she's got her car packed with boxes of stuff. And so you feel a sense of, this poor girl, after all this garbage that she's had to deal with, and people not believing her, and she just people not understanding, it was really reassuring to see that this young girl was actually able to get on with her life, if you can say that. But it is a very good movie. I would say that if you have teenagers or young children, do not watch this with them. I urge you not to watch this with them. for one, it's got a lot of language in it, so there's that. And there is a very explicit nude scene. So I mean, it's not like it's not like just a pair of bun cheeks that go by. It's a full-on frontal of a man and a bun, and the bun scene. So just beware. But I would say, as far as a true crime type movie, and that this is based on truth, I would recommend watching it. Different parts of the story. I think it was 4 different parts, 4 or 5. It's one that you're going to have to break up throughout many ways. So I would say definitely keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you regarding this movie. A huge shout out to Marianne, also known as Laughing Boxed, for supporting us and becoming a member of our Patreon, and also a huge shout out to that Nate guy on YouTube. We are extremely grateful for the support and the kindness that they have shown to us, and we are also very thankful and grateful for all our subscribers, new and the ones that have been with us since the beginning. We're very thankful for you all. And with that, I will say we'll see you next time. Bye.